Hi Flosstube, I'm Jennifer. This is Stitching with the Waves. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk to you about mainly cross stitch today, a little bit of pretty point and some quilting as well, hopefully. So it's been about a month since my last video. Life has been crazy. I did remember to caffeinate today before the video, so hopefully this will move along a little better. I won't forget my words as much. I wanted to do a quick life update to start off today, just catch you up since it's been so long. So we had a scare with my cat a couple of weeks ago. She's at least 14. We adopted her as an adult, and based on what we know about her life beforehand, how long she'd been around, like she has to be at least 14. She may be older than that. Her health has been declining for like the last year and a half or so, and she just had a really bad day and was really sick about 2 weeks ago. I thought it was the end. But fortunately she's rallied. We were able to get her some medication and she's improved slowly every day. So that's been good. It's been hard for my kids, you know, it's been like really exhausting for me to help them get through the emotional side of it. So that's been happening a lot around here. It's been a big focus lately. She is the best stitching buddy. Even though she's a cat, she has no interest in the floss. She has no interest in the needle going up and down through the fabric. All she wants to do is have me sit on the sofa and stitch so that she can snuggle up and take a nap. And she's always been that way. Even when she was younger and playful, like she had no interest in stitching and playing with the stitching. She just wanted to snuggle and take a nap. So I've gotten a lot of stitching done because I've been spending a lot of extra time with her, trying to snuggle and love on her as much as we can. So I have a ton of stuff to show you for that. Let's see what else. Oh, yeah. So I'm recording on my camera today, on my phone camera today. Usually I record on my digital camera. Like it's like one of those big old-fashioned, just takes video, digital camera sort of things. It's about 12 years old and my computer broke. Needed a new motherboard. It's still under warranty. It's not very old, so they replaced that. But that didn't fix it. So I had to mail it off to a service center to be repaired, so I don't have it right now. And that old digital camera, the only way to get the videos off is to transfer them to your computer. So I can't record on that digital camera until I get my computer back, which is not that big of a deal. It's just the petty point stitches show up so much better because that digital camera, just the zoom on it is so much better, and it's much clearer. So I like to use that when I'm showing you petty points so you can really see what it looks like. So the stuff I show you today, I will remember when I get my computer back and can record on the other camera. I'll be sure to show that stuff again so you can really see it, because this camera on my phone does not do those pieces justice at all. And I'm super excited about them, so I really want you to like get a good view of them, you know, like the best view possible. So that's been happening. That's just been a frustrating like back and forth with the company trying to get it repaired and taken care of. And you know, right now with the pandemic, shipping's delayed. So like they couldn't get the part from the manufacturer to replace it for a while. And so it's just been a slow process. It's been almost a month since it broke. So hopefully it'll get fixed soon. Fingers crossed. School schedules are changing. And we've had a ton of snow days. So like the rest of the US, the weather is insane. We've had a snow day every week for the past, I don't even know how long, in addition to like all the holidays, Inauguration Day, President's Day, Martin Luther King Day, all that. I don't know the last time my kids went to 5 days of school. No idea. And then we have another storm coming tomorrow night that's supposed to bring many inches of snow, which we don't usually get weather like this here in Virginia. And I think it's pretty much around the US, everybody is saying we don't usually get weather like this. So we're just kind of dealing with that. A bunch of, like, there's different groups of school who are starting to go back to part-time in-person schooling in our area, which means the schools are changing like their bell schedules and the timings of classes and the order that you go to classes in and everything. So that's just all crazy. Again, like you know, my kids are like, where am I supposed to be? What class am I supposed to be trying to join? So that's just kind of nuts around here. And I'm recording on a Tuesday this week because of all the crazy changes, which means it's band class day. So if you are wondering what the weird background noise is, I've got one kid in class with their teacher, so you probably can hear that talking. I've got my husband on conference calls upstairs, you can probably hear him talking. And then I have my other daughter in the basement in band class playing the clarinet. All I can say is peace and quiet to film a video are a thing of the past. I don't know if I'll ever get peace and quiet to film a video again, but if I do, I will be so grateful for it. So we're just gonna make do. We're gonna move forward. I would like to film a video, and I figured a crazy background noise video is better than no video at all. So what else has happened? Oh, I got my first dose of the COVID vaccine. Our state here in Virginia prioritized educators and teachers and staff as part of one of the early groups that were eligible for the vaccine. So I was able to get my first dose a few weeks ago, and I get my second one next week. So I'm excited about that. More people in the US that we can get vaccinated, the better. And, you know, if it's your turn to get the vaccine, you seriously consider getting it. So what else? I think that's it for life update. And let's move on to a thank you. Like I said, have not put out a video in about a month. So I was super shocked earlier this week to get a notification from YouTube that said you've reached 1,000 subscribers. I'm like, who's subscribing? I'm not even making any videos. So thank you to everybody who is new here. I'm so happy you're here. I hope you enjoy this video, and thanks for watching. Also want to give a huge shout out to people that have shouted me out on their videos, because you're the reason that I got to 1,000. You know, it's not because I made some great video that everybody watched and subscribed. It's because all of you wonderful people in the Flosstube community said, hey, go watch this person. She's great. I like what she's doing. And I want to say thank you back to you. So I have a few people that I watch that I love their stitching, and I know they've shouted me out, and I want to say thank you to them, and you should go watch them. If you're watching this and have found your way here recently from somebody else's channel, please comment below so I can go watch them and say thank you. So the people I know of, Park Upper Bard, how did I forget to shout you out in my last video when I was listing people? Pandemic brain is my only excuse. I'm so sorry. Bart is awesome. He has really cool stitching. His wife Katie is also a stitcher, and so they do videos together. They're awesome. Go watch them. Go check them out. And I'm sorry I forgot to mention you, Bart. Crafty Cottage Stitches. I've become friends with Heather and Jeanette. They have a great channel. They do amazing, beautiful cross stitch and quilting as well. So go check them out. And then Helen, East Coast Crafter, is somebody that is newer to me that I just found. She does some really great job with FFOing things. So she's a really great inspiration to watch for that. So go on over and check her out as well. Lady Robbins, she has a lot of really fun stitching, and just her energy that she has about her. Like, she's just uplifting to watch her. So go and check her out. And then Kim, the Contented Stitcher, she had found one of my videos, and we had started chatting a little bit about stitching 1/1 on 40 count and different techniques for that and things like that. So go and check her out. I know she's mentioned me in her last video as well, and several people have commented that they found their way over from her. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I got this book out that I kind of mentioned with Kim. It is something I found out about. It's called Threads for Lace, and this is edition 7. I found out about it from Arlene Cohen, Works by ABC. Basically, it's a listing of 1,900 different threads for stitching, not just for lace making. You can use them all for stitching. It has DMC, it has all the different silks and specialty threads, fancy flosses, all that stuff in here. And it lists the different thicknesses of them. So if you're trying to find a thread, if you're like, I'm not getting great coverage with, you know, this thread, or this thread's a little bit too thick for the count I'm trying to stitch on, you can find other threads that are slightly different thicknesses, and this can be a great resource. Or if you hear about a new thread and are wondering what the thickness is like compared to something that you know, like a standard thread like DMC, you can check and see what that thickness is too. I believe this is the most recent edition, edition 7. And you can go on her website. It's Brenda Paternoster is her name. And I don't have her URL here right now. I'll put it in the description box below. As I don't think, I'm just looking real quick to see what's here. I don't think it's listed here. She does put addendums. So I know Rainbow Gallery threads are fairly new, and they're not listed in this book, but she has an addendum on her website with the Rainbow Gallery threads. And what else to say? Oh, it says on that website that she doesn't have any plans to publish another edition right now, and this one is out of print, but I was able to find my copy. It was either on eBay or on one of those like used book sites, Abe Books or Half Price Books or something like that. So there are copies available out there, and you can search and find it. So she's getting some school supplies. What's up? You wanna say hi? Quick, come in and say hi. No? Shy today? What? Your school's best friend. Okay, come here. You want to say hi or no? Okay, well, come here. Come say hi quick. Hi. All right, she's going back to school. She'll come get some supplies for class. All right, hopefully be quieter now. Okay. So I think that's everybody that I mentioned. Like I said, if you found your way here from somebody that I didn't mention, please let me know so I can say thank you to them. Let's move on to FFOs. So I was reading the Fat Quarter Shop's blog by Kimberly Jolly. It's called The Jolly Jabber. And this was right at either the end of January or maybe like her first post of February. And the title of it was Fully Finished February. And I was like, that is what my hashtag needs to be for February. And I need to get on this because I have so many FFO things that need to be FFO'd, and the pile just kept getting bigger and bigger. So I decided, all right, that's it, February, buckle down, get some FFOs done. I didn't get as many as I want so far because I've been spending a lot of time cuddling with the cat, but I did get a lot. I think I have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7, one of which I may have shown in my last video, but I couldn't remember. So I decided to show it again, just in case. Okay, so start off with Winter Sampler Banner. This is from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, and this is the piece that goes right up here on my shutter. So it's got let me try and hold the bow better so you can see it. A bow, I did like a navy velvet, the check, and then a snowflake or not a snowflake, like wintry flower with some silver center. And I found this in Walmart in their mini ornament section at Christmas time. So this is the main piece. I've got a kind of snowball looking fabric, I thought, and then the little white pom-pom trim around the edge here, which was a gift from Heather and Jeanette at White House Stitchery. Thanks, guys. Already used some. Okay, so that's that piece. I'm gonna find where we're gonna put this. Whoop, I'm knocking things over. Okay. Next one up is actually a piece from White House Stitchery, Heather. This is one of her designs called So in Love, and there were actually 4 of these little squares. So this is a new start since last time. There were 4 little squares in the design, so I pulled out one and made it into a little pillow, and I'm gonna work on the others. I just wanted to get one completely done before Valentine's Day. And I just put some navy blue fabric around it, and then this is a button that is from my grandmother's. When she passed away, I inherited her button collection, so I just stuck a little button on there, and I think that turned out super cute. I did change up the colors just slightly. She had reds and pinks, and I switched out one of the pink colors for aqua and the red color for navy, I believe it was, just so that I'd like to keep this piece out all year long. I think it'll be great in my like Valentine's sort of themed tiered tray during February, but then the rest of the year I can put it in the bowl with the rest of my stitching and it'll fit right in. So super cute. I love that pattern. Put that back there. Okay. Then next up, I finished, see if I can hold them all up at one time, and then I'll show you individually. All 3 drums for the 3 seasons and Christmas that I had left. 2 seasons and Christmas that I had left to go. So if you remember before, I had made autumn, and then I'd also made summer. These patterns are from Flannery au Fil de Saison. It's a blog by Mimi, and I have the link in the description box below. And this was a sale in 2020. So I made this one and summer together. And then this is a lesson in what happens when you think you can remember what your measurements were, but you don't go actually measure. You end up with one really cute little petite guy and one super gigantic. So these are a lot bigger, a lot bigger. The measurements aren't that far off. It's like 1/4 of an inch, half an inch bigger in one direction, and I think an inch bigger in the other direction, and they're just huge. So this is Noelle. And I still need to get better. You can see they flare out a bit at the bottom because I still keep cutting the mat board that goes in the bottom too large. And these, I made all of these entirely with the tutorial that Vana, the Twisted Stitcher, has on a drum finish. So you can check out her YouTube video for that. This one is winter. I got polka dots on the top for that one as well. And then this is springtime. you go. And I did the plaid on top for that one. So, drums done. That was days of FFOing, you guys. I am not fast with those guys. Days of FFOing. Oh, and I was going to show you. Let me see. Okay, these two have the same fabric on the bottom. So can you see? Oh yeah, you can see really well. See how I attached this one, and you can see when it's sitting flat, you can see the edge of the mat board covered piece there. But look, I got better. I figured out how to sew those on so that doesn't happen. So now I need to pull this one apart and restitch it so that you don't see that. So they're definitely improving and getting better as I make more. They also are growing in size and getting bigger. All right, next up, this is the one I feel like I maybe showed you last time. I know I showed the finished stitching, but did I show it to you in the frame? I can't remember. This is A Christmas Carol from Stitching Book Club by Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. So I just found this gold frame at Joann's. It was on clearance after Christmas. And it said something in the middle, so I just used this plaid fabric and mounted everything on sticky board with batting, stuck it in there. Done. I feel like I showed that one to you before, but I didn't write down that I had shown it to you, so I just wanted to make sure you'd seen it. All right, and then this finish has been one that's been in the making for a long time. I can finally do a parade of all my little cottages of the month. These are by Fleur de Lys, and she is a French designer. She has a website, which I will link in the description box below in case you're interested. I changed up the colors on almost every single piece just to fit my monthly, my seasonal colors a little bit more. So this is January. I spent last year stitching one of these a month. February, I've got, this was the first one I ever stitched, and I've got that one in the pedestal stand. This sits in my tiered tray. Not my tiered tray, just my tray. I just changed out monthly. It's just on there with Velcro, so it's easy to pull on and off. That's February. Here's March. April. May. June. July, August, September. This is where you can tell that I found Vanna Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher's finishing tutorial on how to make a bow. August, I didn't know how. September, I figured it out. Thanks, Vanna. October. November, and December. I just have to tell you how lovely it was to go over to the drawer for February, open it up, pull out the February piece, and go stick it on there. I didn't have to stitch anything, I didn't have to FO anything. It was lovely, lovely. All decorated, super quick, ready to go. So that was nice. I'm super happy to have all these done and to actually be able to show you all of them together. Yay. All right. That, just double checking, is all of my FFOs. So let's move on to whips. So this year I'm doing the monthly goals for each of my large pieces that I have. I set a goal to work, so I work on each of them for a little bit each month. So I am going to show you those pieces first. Oh, no, I don't have whips yet. I have finishes. I have things I finished that I didn't FFO you guys. Okay, sorry. Finishes first. Here we go. And we'll talk about monthly goals. So this is Flowers and Flag Horn Book, and it is from Just Cross Stitch, August 2014. And I started this piece for Inauguration Day. Cardstock. It was super close to being finished last time. There it is. I totally changed up the colors because I did not have, I think it mostly called for Gentle Arts and Weeks, but I don't really have very many of those at all. So I just used the fancy flosses I had for the places that I felt like they would really show up, and I used DMC for the rest. There's that one. Then I started and finished this one. This is Spot of Spring from the Drawn Thread. There it This one I stitched on, where is it here? Here we go. 40 count fabric, linen fabric that I dyed myself. I used 1 cup of water with 7 drops of taupe grit dye and 3 drops of pearl gray. And I just left it in very short time, a couple of minutes, because I wanted it to be nice and pale. You can see compared to the white card how pale that is. Let me get it up a little bit closer if it'll focus. It gets in right there in that empty spot. It's supposed to get a little butterfly charm. I've looked at a few websites and I wasn't able to find a charm. The ones that I saw looked like they would be way too big to fit on here. Since I stitched it on 40 count, it needs to be pretty tiny. So if you guys have any suggestions of where you buy the tiny charms, let me know. I'd love to check out a few other places. My other thought, if I can't find a charm that will work, I have the other 3 seasons as well for the Spot of series, and they all have some sort of little charm, but it doesn't come with the chart. So my plan is to just fish through my grandmother's collection of buttons and maybe just sew a little button on there instead, find something that would fit. Because a lot of the websites I found too that sold charms, they didn't list the size. So I was like, I need to know the size because I've got a very small spot to fit that in. So we'll see what I can find for that. But let me know if you know where to buy charms. Please let me know below so I can check it out. All right, and then pretty point time. This was one of my monthly goals. This is Kansu Destiny Knot Carpet from Making Miniature Carpets and Rugs book. And I finished it. So my goal was to work on this 1 day a month for 2021. And I had one whole side to go down and half of this side, just on this outer border here with kind of like the floral motifs, just that outer border. And in 1 day, I was able to come about halfway down the side. So I knew I just needed like another day and a half, 2 days to get through it. And you know, once I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, see the finish line, I can get motivated, and I didn't want to put it down. I was like, I'm not stopping this one. I don't want this to take another 2 or 3 months to finish. I want to be done now, and I started to look for another project to do next, and I was just really excited about it. So I went ahead and did that, and then I used the tutorial that I found in a group called Petty Pointers on groups.io, and they have on there the tutorial of how to do, can you see, this is where I need my other camera. Right next to the navy stitching, before the fringe starts, there's 3 rows of what they call flat weave or tabby stitching. That would be what you would typically see if it was a loomed carpet. You would see that flat weave to spread out the individual fibers of the rug so that it would lay flat in the end when it was finished off. And so this is just a stitch to kind of simulate that so that it looks very authentic. And then you've got I added the fringe on there. And after I block this piece, so it's ready to come out of this frame and be blocked so that it squares it up, you can see it's a little bit wavy, especially along this edge here. A little bit of a wave to it. So I will get that blocked up next, and then cut off all the extra around, trim the fringe, and then on the 2 long sides here, it gets an overcast stitch in the navy blue. So you get that kind of rounded edge to it like you would on a real rug, and that flips the additional silk gauze to the back. So this piece is super close to being done. I hope to be able to FFO it before my next video and show you guys. So I will definitely show you that one with the good camera when we get that back up and running. Okay, now we can move on to monthly goals with whips. Trying to stay on track with the notes today, so I don't leave things out because I have so much to show you. All right, the first one up is Calendario dell'Evento 2020 from Crocetto Gogo. It's this piece. I'm stitching each of the little days individually. So I had 2 done before, the cupcake and the ornament, and then I stitched the little mouse and the cat in the sled this month. All right. I'm just gonna move them over here, but I gotta stretch and reach them over there. Next up is 101 alphabets, and I made a big goal with this one. I had a page finish this month. There are 54 pages total, and I have now completed 3. So here it is. since I had a page finish, each time I have a page finish, I'll take it out and show you guys, rather than leaving it in the hoop and just showing you what I've been working on. So here is what I have completed so far. About 20 stitches over from the grapes here, 20 more stitches over, and I will have hit the halfway midpoint of the pattern. So this is about half the width of it. And this is being stitched on 40 count, hold on, 40 count Beach Brew, yeah, from R&R. So we'll come in closer and do a little scroll across. So since last time, I had to finish down here, this motif was the last one I had to finish for page 3. And then over here is all page 4 stuff. Let me fold it in half so I can see what I'm talking about here. So I did the JKL, the grapes, the bee, this alphabet here, the pear, and this blue motif. And now I'm starting this motif that runs all the way down this vertical direction here. So yeah, got a good start on page 4 over here and moving along. It's, you know, like this method of working on it one day a month is working. I'm seeing progress. Next up is my printer's tray, and this is just on 28 count white Monaco. And printer's tray is right back here. I'm stitching some more letters to go in it, so I'm trying to get one letter done a month. So I did F and G so far, and this month was H. Once I get a whole row, one more letter stitched, I'll be able to cut those off and FFO them. And then I've just marked off the rest of my fabric. You can see the squares there. So I can just keep going with this whole package of fabric. You know, I'll just be able to keep stitching across it. All right, next up is from a Facebook group called Doorstoppin', and it's by Nan Vanderstorm is the designer, and she is doing darning patterns right now. You can stitch them on whatever you want. I picked this 27 count natural banding because it fits on some antique wooden spools that I have. And this lightest blue pattern is the one that I worked on this month. It's like a diamond shaped sort of pattern. Yeah, that's a little better with the light on it, a little better. So I just picked a series of blues and I'm kind of working my way through. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go one lighter. I might actually go back to this middle color and then the darkest and just keep rotating these 3 colors rather than going, I just think lighter would start to get lost a little bit. So I think I might go back to the middle color next for next month. And I'll put the link to this Facebook group in the description box below if you want to check that out. Next up, my Quaker ball. Warning on this one is the pattern is not available. I saw it in a YouTube video. Somebody showed hobbyart_Olga showed on Instagram, and then she had a YouTube video of how she FFO'd it. And I had tracked down the designer from the information that she had given, and it was not available. She's in Belarus, but when I contacted the designer to ask if I could purchase it, she very kindly sent me the pattern since she wasn't able to like accept a payment from the US for it. So, oh, and I have to show you this too. Okay, so I have last month stitched these 2 squares. Those are my basically geometry of shapes. And then this month I started with one of the hexagons just to see how it looks. The thread I got is Threadworks Blue Lagoon, and I was not expecting it to have as much like purpley lavender color in it as it did. That wasn't really obvious in the pictures online, but I do like it, and so I wanted to stitch just a few of the different shapes to make sure that I really like the thread before I get too far into it. And I do. I think it's coming out really pretty. And this is another fabric I dyed myself. It's 40 count white linen. Oh, I didn't write down on here what I used, but this is, I believe, 50-50 taupe and pearl gray. So there's that one. And that's all satin stitching, so it's a little bit tricky to switch back and forth because the pattern, normally on a cross stitch pattern with linen, each square is 2 threads on the fabric, but with this pattern, it's all satin stitching, and so every square is 1 thread. And so it's a little hard when I pick that one up to like switch my brain over to thinking the other way. And then I had received some of these little mats as gifts. They have like the fuzzier fabric inside that your floss stitches to, and you can keep it next to you while you're stitching. And then I like the one I received as a gift, or the 2 I received as a gift, were they don't have anything hard inside to make them lay flat. So you can fold them, which is great because I can keep it folded up just in case the cat does decide that she is interested in string. I can keep it folded on my lap and just open it up real quick. And I can also keep it folded in my project bag so that it's just kind of sealed. This one I made myself. I just used the warm and white batting that I had, and it's a little bit floppy, bendy. I would like to find something that's a little stiffer to put on the inside. And the woman who made the other ones for me, she told me what she used. So I haven't been able to get to a store lately to see if I can find some. So hopefully I can. These were super fast to make, super easy. I just grabbed some fabric that I had in my stash and stitched them up one morning. So they were fun to make, and I love having them. They're just so easy to use in my projects. I really like having them in there. All right, and this is the next one coming up is one that I, it's a new start since last time, and I added it to a monthly goal for it. I've just been stitching on it a lot this month because I really like it since it's new. But starting next month, I'm going to add it in a rotation for working on it one day a month. So this is from a company called Croix Le Temps Dante, and I will put the link in the description box below. She doesn't have names for her patterns, but the number on this one is 1612. And it is the little advent calendar house. So each little window got a number. Santa's up in the roof. I am switching up the colors of this one so that it coordinates with the Kringles pattern that I had done. I had a lot of floss left over from Kringles, and so I thought I would make this one similar. I could not get the same fabric as Kringles. It just wasn't available anywhere, so I ended up dyeing this fabric myself. It's 40 count, and I used pearl gray, taupe, and 1 drop of Kelly green in with it, just the teensiest bit of Kelly green to give it a little bit of a green tint. So this is it so far. I did a center start here, which was in block 8, and then I went up to 3, 2, 1, so I could get up to the corner and start putting in the roof, because the roof is definitely like the most dense stitching and gonna take the most time, so I wanted to get up there and start working on it. So let me move my floss up out of the way, and I love how that's turning out. When I first started it, let me fold out of the way, the colors seemed like, you know, the things I had going on at first, there we go, were mainly just the red and the white in those blocks. And I don't know, it just seemed a little bit blah to me. But then as soon as I started getting the roof in, I was like, I love these colors. This is gorgeous. It's perfect. Having the black up in the roof just really makes all of the colors pop. Absolutely love it. So, like I said, I will add this one to a 1 day a month rotation because I'm able to stitch more than just one of the squares. There's not that much stitching in the little squares. I'm able to stitch more than 1 square a day, so I figured I'll just make it, rather than doing 1 square, hopefully if I work on it 1 day a month plus some time in Jolly July, I can get it done this year. Okay, next up, problem pattern. Okay, so I did not really get to work on my band sampler that is going to be my mother's tree for my daughters. So this is going to be all of our ancestors going back our maternal line. So my mother's mother, her mother, her mother, her mother, as far as I can track back. So I designed this sampler. It's kind of after the same idea as the lavender and lace pattern mother's tree, but I wanted to create something that was more my style. So I had stitched the test piece for this. It was a little blue sampler from Ria Lancer, and then I did the hem stitching, and I showed that in my last video. These are the colors I picked out. They are both gassed. They're Midnight and Cornflower, and I really liked those. So I ordered more floss. The Midnight floss was fantastic. Got exactly what I wanted, but the Cornflower that came, I didn't like. So most of them, let me move the Midnight out of the way, look like this. Let's see if the camera picks up the color here. So this is the one that I had gotten and then originally, and then these were the ones when I reordered that came. And there's a lot, I don't know if the camera really picks it up, there's a lot of purple in these. There's very little of the darker blue, except down here at the very tips where it's mainly just a teensy bit at the the cut edges. You see there how that's a little bit darker of the blue, but it's just on the very, very ends of the cut ends, and like those, you don't see as much of those on the front, just because you gotta leave the little tail to start. And anyway, I wasn't thrilled with this floss, so I ordered some more. I have a lot of this floss now, you guys. And this came, which is better. This one too. This came, which was better. Looks pretty similar. Looks pretty similar to what I had gotten before, but I needed more than that. So I ordered again, and they are a little bit darker, which is fine because they'll work out. So I think I can take the lighter one, the kind of mediums and the darks that I got, and just get one big, I'm just gonna take them all off the cards, mix them all up together, put them all back on the cards, so that when I'm using them, I'm getting the full range of the lighter and the darker mixed together. And then these like purpley gray ones, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the purple. I'll just stick them in my regular stash, I guess, and see if they work out for another project. I've got 5 of them, so it's a lot. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those, but they're just gonna go in the stash, I guess. So I did end up getting all the floss, but I didn't get to start the project because I needed to do, my plan for February was to get everything I needed. Get my fabric, get it set up, make sure I have all the floss that I need, and then get my patterns finalized. Because I want it to fit in those big, long, antique wooden spools. I need to make sure the fabric's exactly the right size, and then I need to make sure my pattern that I've designed is exactly right, and I needed to do some fine tuning on the patterns. But I do that in PC Stitch, and PC Stitch is on the dead computer that died in January. So I have the pattern itself, like that isn't gonna get lost because I save everything to the cloud. So I'll still have the pattern, but I can't do any editing on it or print it out or use it on anything because I don't have PC Stitch right now. So that project is kind of stalled for the month, which is disappointing, but I mean, it is what it is, right? What are you gonna, like, things happen. It's not like I don't have enough other projects to work on. So hopefully next month I'll have a start to show you on that one. All right, that is all of my monthly goals for projects. So even though February was short, I had 2 days at the end of January, the last 2 days of the month, where I had finished all my other projects, and so it was good. And rather than starting something new, I took those 2 days to just go ahead and get a head start on my monthly goals for February. So I ended up with some other time and was able to do like that Sew in Love pattern I showed you and the Spot of Spring pattern. I was able to get those done this month because I had gotten some of the other stuff done in January and kind of gotten ahead. So that was great. I also have 3 sals for this month, so I want to show you those. This one is a Noël de Brodeuse, which is a Christmas for Stitchers, or a Stitchers Christmas, and it is, the designer is Fabienne Kuhleman, and she has a Facebook group, and her design company, she dyes threads. It's called Un Petit Fil, a little thread. So I will put the link to her Facebook group in the comments below. And that is this sal. So I did these bottom, let me fold that a little so I can point. I did these bottom 6 down here this time around. Those up close. So there's just 6 left to go. I went ahead and outlined the boxes for them, so I'm ready to go. This should come out next week. I think the 23rd is when the next part of this pattern is released. So next time I do a video, hopefully those will be done and I can show you that one completely finished. Next sal is from the blog Flannery Au Fil de Saison, which is the same blog that I got the patterns that I made into the drums. So this is the 2021 season sal. And I'll put a link to this sal in the description box below. And this is where I'm at. So the 3rd part was released, and I am not sure if I had shown you the second part. Second part was over here. This was part 1. Part 2 was over here. This is part 3 down here. So that is all up to date. And then the last part should come out, that one just came out last week. So then that last part should come out next week, I believe, for that one. And then the last sal is Stitching Book Club, Sense and Sensibility. So this is the part 1 of the pattern. I dyed my own fabric for that one using the evening blue grit dye that Kristen, the designer, recommended. And then I added a little bit of taupe to it because I just felt like the evening blue was a little bit bright for what my personal preferences are. So I added a little bit of taupe to it as well, just to kind of dull it down a little bit. And here we go. I'm using all the called for colors on that one, and it's so pretty, so pretty. So there we go. Those are my 3 sals, all up to date. So next up, this is getting pretty long, and I'm not going to show you my quilting today. I am working on 9-patch, disappearing 9-patch quilt in the Tranquility is the fabric line. And I have 1 more row to add to the top to be completely finished with piecing the top of it. And I was trying to get it done yesterday, so I'll show you guys today, but it just didn't happen. And it's all rolled up tightly and clipped so that it'll fit through my sewing machine. So I don't want to unclip it all and all that. So I was like, all right, I'll show you guys next time. We got enough other stuff that we've looked at today. So I'll show you that next time, and hopefully I'll have it further along than that even. All right, let's move on. I have a few gifts to show you. I sent out some finishing fabric that I had found at Joann's for the Christmas Carol Stitching Book Club style, and some people had sent me a couple of gifts back for that. One of them was Helen. She sent me some of those 2021 charms. So I'm super excited to add them to some of my finishes. I've been thinking about getting these, but you get a whole bunch of them, and I didn't need a whole bunch, I just need a few. So that's perfect. Thank you, Helen. I appreciate that so much. Next up is Alexis. She is teaching herself how to make project bags, and she made me one. So this really pretty fabric. Inside is aqua, just like a solid aqua. And it has the pull is a pretty, how do I show it? There we go. You can tell I don't have many project bags. This is only my 3rd actual real project bag. I don't even know how to show them. So it's got like a metal tassel. So pretty. So thank you so much, Alexis. We talked a little bit about what tutorials she uses and stuff like that to learn how to make them. Because I ordered a bunch of zippers. They haven't arrived yet, but I ordered a bunch of zippers because one of my 2021 goals is to learn how to do a zipper so I can make some of my own bags. I really need to get some real project bags and get rid of the Ziplocs. So then another project bag. This one is from Crafty Cottage Stitches. Heather and Jeanette made me one. It's the Tranquility fabric line that I'm making my disappearing 9-patch quilt from. So this is the fabric, this is what it looks like. It's got just a solid blue with white with blue flowers on the back. And she did a little sewing machine. Can you see those? A sewing machine and the scissors. Oh, I think if I put them against the wall. There you go, sewing machine and scissors. With a little charm for the zipper pull. And inside it's just got a smaller blue and white pattern. So super pretty. Thank you guys so much. And then I get everything here. Inside, they put a bunch of trims, little trims and laces and pom-poms. Recognize those? Those are gonna be on my piece right there, the winter piece right over here. So I've already used those. And they also sent some like leaf, can you see them? The leaves, fall leaves in there. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I love having project bags that friends made for me. That way I can put a fun project in them and think about that person every time I am using the bag. So I really appreciate it. Like the Flosstube community is just the best. You guys are the greatest. Thank you. Let's move on to some haul. All right, this is my pile of haul here. I'm trying to find it. There's so much stuff here today, you guys. Okay, so my daughter has been begging for her own Christmas quilt. So she went online and she found a picture of a quilt that she liked that's half square triangles. And we looked at tons of different fabrics. What she really wanted was the same fabric that I used for the Christmas quilt that I made this year. So I went on Etsy and found a shop that had some of the yardage still in stock, and just got, I think I got a fat quarter of each. And I went on Fat Quarter Shop and got their half square triangle paper, which should hopefully make my half square triangles come out perfectly, which should make everything just go together seamlessly in the end. I would show you a picture of the inspiration quilt she found, but it's on my phone and I'm recording on my phone, so that doesn't work. So I'll show that to you in the future sometime when I'm working on this. But she is desperate for me to finish that other quilt so I can start this one. And I'm like, I don't even have all the stuff I need. We don't have the background fabric that goes, the white that I'm gonna pair with this. So I can't even start making any triangles, even if I had the paper. Like, it's just shipping slow, so you gotta wait for everything to get here, and she's a kid, so she has no patience. But she's excited about her quilt, and I think it's gonna be beautiful. I think it's gonna be really pretty. And she wants a Christmas quilt she can use all year long. So that'll be it. I found this freebie from Crochet A Go-Go. It's just a little Valentine's freebie, super cute. You can find that on their Instagram. I also had ordered from Crochet A Go-Go this pattern. I'd seen Heather at Crafty Cottage Stitches on YouTube, White House Stitchery on Instagram, and Etsy. She had picked up this pattern. Crochet A Go-Go Christmas Green Chic 6 Decorazioni. That's the name right there. It's 6 little patterns, which are very, very similar to the ones in the advent calendar, but they are different, and they're the same size. And there are a few here that when Heather showed this, I just love them. The ice skate and the bell and the mittens over here. There's some that I just really love. And there were a few patterns on that I love these more than some of the ones on the advent calendar. So I decided to go ahead and get this and swap a few out. So I'm gonna be doing that. I got my floss picks from Fat Quarter Shop. These are, what is it called? What's this month? Here it is. Oh, Wild, it's covered up by the floss because I took the floss out to peek at it. Wild Strawberry is the theme this month for February. A bunch of pinks and reddish colors. Then this is something I ordered back in, it was supposed to ship in November. This is the Cider by Basic Gray from Moda Jelly Roll. And you know, pandemic shipping delays finally came in January. So this is gonna be my fall quilt that I'm gonna make. And I think I'm gonna start about right here with those fabrics and use all of these blues, the greens, and the yellows. And then some of these, I don't need every single strip. So some of these brightest oranges and brightest yellows, I think I might be the ones that I leave out. And I'll use more of the blues and the greens, and then some of the lower volume prints from the yellows and oranges, I think. We'll see. Once I get it all laid out, who knows, right? And then this will be the back of the fabric of the quilt. This will be the binding of the quilt. And I got some white there in the middle for the background. So I am all ready to go on that one. I got my pattern picked out. I've got everything. So once I get this Christmas quilt done, I can potentially start that one. I also was ordering some stuff and from 123 Stitch, and I got this 40 count mallow just to try. Then just Cross Stitch magazine, the quilting magazine came in. I marked something in the quilting magazine, so let's see what that is. Oh, the Cross and Crown. Look at this one. Isn't that pretty? Really love that. So these are things I got for the Girl Scout fundraiser. My kids sell magazines for Girl Scouts, so we gotta support that, right? Figured I might as well get some crafty magazines. All right, that I think covers the haul. So next up is plans. And I might start another project, so it's mid-February, it's the 16th. I am done with all of my monthly goals for this month. And I have some time. My sals are all up to date. I'll get another piece of a sal before the end of the month, but I have a few days before that comes out. So I'm thinking I'll start another piece, something new, but I might pick up one of those monthly pieces again. When I was working on that Petty Point carpet and finishing it off, doing extra days on it this month, I thought maybe every other month I'll pick one of my monthly goals and work on that piece as a focus piece for that month rather than starting new things, just so I can kind of push them along more. Otherwise, next year, I'm gonna be sitting here still showing you guys those projects because even with my monthly goals, I'm not gonna finish them this year. They're all large projects, and yeah, if I want to see more progress, I'm gonna have to pick them up more often, right? So maybe I'll pick up one of those if I feel like it for a few more days this month, or maybe I'll start something new. I'm not sure. This plaid bag sitting right there, that's where I keep my kitted up stuff. So I need to take a peek through there and see if there's one of those projects I want to start, or if I want to pick something that I've already got, you know, WIP that I already have started, and focus on that for a few days. Then I need a new petty point project. So the thing I picked out was this Persian carpet. It's from Natalia Frank, and her company is Natalia's Fine Needlework. She has a petty point shop online where you can buy patterns and gauze and that sort of thing. But this is actually a free pattern that she puts out in her newsletter and a few other places. Her website is dollhouseneedlepoint.com, and this was her 2019 free pattern. So it's shown in a frame. So the green border here is the last line of the actual pattern itself. That'll be the edge. I'm going to stitch it as a carpet, and so that'll be the edge of my carpet. The white and the maroon is the like matting that it's showing in the digitized picture. So I picked out, oh, I lost the cardstock. No, that's not it. Here's my cardstock. These are my floss colors I chose. Let me see if I can get them arranged a little bit nicely so you can see them all. It was just charted in DMCs, but the pattern has quite a few areas with larger blocks of stitching, and so I wanted to do it in overdyes because then you can get that like a brash effect that you would see in a real carpet. So these are the colors I picked out. I didn't, any place where you were only gonna have like one stitch wide or not very many stitches in the pattern, I didn't worry about using an overdyed because you just wouldn't be able to see the effect very much. But this is what I've picked out. This eggshell color over here will be the background. I'll hold that up. There you go. The colors, the pattern. So that will be my next project. My plan is to get out the good video camera and record a tutorial of how I mount my silk gauze for getting started, because there really aren't many videos on that out there when I was trying to find them when I first got started. So I'm planning to video that. I don't know how soon I'll get that up because I've got to wait for the computer to get back, but I want to start this project, so I'll go ahead and record that, and then once I get my computer, I'll be able to get that posted. So if that's something you're interested in, watch out for that, hopefully in the next month or so. I've noticed when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I kind of went on and poked around YouTube a little bit, and I noticed that a ton of people have been watching 3 videos. One is my early on video that says, what is petty point anyway? Another one is one of my very first videos that, don't watch the early videos, people, stop watching the early videos. It's where I show my miniature stitching, my miniature house, that sort of thing. And then another one is the tutorial I did on how to do the petty point 10 stitch. So those 3 have been super popular, tons and tons of people are watching them. And it could be the same person multiple times, right? But they're getting hundreds of views, which is not usual. So maybe there's a lot more petty pointers out there in the closet. Are you guys out there? If you are, speak up, make a channel. Let's do this. If you are a petty pointer, you should go and join the Petty Pointers group at groups.io. The title is just Petty Pointers. If you go on groups.io, you can find it there and join, because there is a huge wealth of information over there. A lot of the stitchers, I think, started off on the message boards back from earlier on in the age of the internet. And they prefer that style of interacting rather than Instagram or Facebook groups. They prefer the message board style. And so that it's just, you have to go to a different place to find the information, but there's so much information out there and it's so helpful. So I'm trying to take some of the things that I learned and get them onto YouTube so that the knowledge can be shared in a format that a lot of people are familiar with. A lot of people like videos and watching the videos to learn a new technique. So I'm trying to share that. So anyway, I've become rambling because who knows why. Let's wrap this up. Since I did hit 1,000 subscribers, I went and dug around in my piles of stuff and see if I had anything I could use for a giveaway. And I remembered I have a second copy of 101 Alphabets. I got it last year as either a Christmas or a birthday gift, and I put it on my wish list. And so one relative bought it for me, but it didn't get taken off the wish list, so somebody else bought it for me too. So I have a whole entire copy of the book from Rosewood Manor, 101 Alphabets. So even if you don't want to stitch the entire thing just like this as it is, there are so many little motifs in here that you can use for other things. You've got, if you need an alphabet, you have 101 different alphabets to choose from. In the back, she's got, I can't show them to you because they're just the patterns, but it's got three different smaller patterns. One is called Mini Quilt Sampler, one's called Welcome, and the other's called Welcome to My Kitchen, and they're all just one page. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like 60, 70, 80, 90, I don't know, like 110 by 60-ish is the stitch count on those. Totally doable. The stitch count on the whole large 101 Alphabets piece is, I think, 499 by 499. And then she also has a bunch of small little patterns in here, little motifs that you can stitch, or little extra borders, things you can stitch up as a little ornament, that sort of thing. So scissor fobs, little things that you can stitch up as well. So if you would like to enter to win this pattern, why don't you just put alphabet in the comment below? You want to help me sign off? Okay, I'll be right there. Put alphabet in the comment below. I'll pick the winner before my next video, which will hopefully be in about 2 weeks, and I will get this out in the mail to you. It can be anywhere in the world, that's fine. It's just a paper pattern that I can stick into an envelope and put in the mail pretty easily. So go ahead and do that. And what else? Anything else? Nothing else, I don't think. Anyway, happy stitching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's a bit scattered. Hopefully, I had to do a quick chop in the middle there. So I'm gonna have to go learn how to use iMovie, unfortunately, so I can get this posted. I gotta stitch them together. If I can't figure that out, then this is gonna be in 2 parts. It is what it is this time around. So, oh, are you showing something here? Oh, I'm sorry, she wanted to show me something on the video. So, all right, show your thing on the video and then we will sign off. This is the piece I stitched for her last year. It is from Jardin Privé, Saint Florochat. Which one's your favorite cat?
The one scratching the wall.
This one right here, yep, coming down with the claws. So I changed up the colors on this one to all shades of blue and gray. There was a blog from the Netherlands. Gekka is her name, and I think it's Stitches and Beads or something like that. Maybe is the name of her blog. It was a while ago. So yeah, we both love this piece, don't we? Yeah. All right, go put it back up on your wall. It's your favorite piece, good. All right, so I'm gonna sign off here. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope your life is going not as crazy as mine. Happy stitching, everybody. I will see you next time. Bye.